Now, I always think the GS1100E is one of the first real superbikes, and I did have a 1000cc Suzuki before this, but when I got this bike, I realized they had made a real big leap forward from the 1000 to the 1100, and I think this was maybe legitimately the grandfather of superbikes. I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. I'm not getting paid either way. But I do have two of these. It's an evil twin project. I've made two sets of bodywork, a West Cooley set of bodywork, West Cooley replica, and the original bodywork, and I flip them from time to time. I have two sets of wheels. In fact, I have two of these bikes and two engines. So having all that equipment, I have a really good opinion of the bike, and I've got just under 73,000 on this original bike that I'm the original owner of. So we're going to ride it today and have some fun. This is really pretty funny, and I know you can't even begin to make stuff like this up. I'm getting ready, taking care of the farm, doing all my chores around here this morning, and Karen comes out to the garage and she says, "You won't believe what's happening. There's somebody in our neighborhood scouting down houses. They're going to make a movie in our neighborhood, and they're considering using our house." Well, that's okay. I'd like to see my house somewhere. I know Mike Costello had his house on The Sopranos, friend of ours. Anyway, that's not the worst part. Then she comes out again and she says, "You got two packages here. Your motorcycle stuff got here." So I need to look at what that stuff is before I even plan out the day, because I do have stuff. I have 3 or 4 things coming, and I always like to start the day off knowing I have some future project. I have the material to do it. Always there's the hard part, getting the material to do the project, and then doing the project, finding time to do it. But I want to go do an unboxing. And she comes out again. This is the 3rd trip out here this morning, saying the kids are coming over with the puppy. Oh my God, I may never get to ride today. Anyway, I haven't heard from Pokey about the GS disc yet, but that's a project. The rear brake line, the steel brake line, I haven't even ordered that yet. But we do have the coils on order, and they were supposed to be here this week, but have the coils. Then all I need is a day to do it, and time. No end to the restoration projects, getting them all ready and then prioritizing them, which ones to do first. So what's a good way to start off any day with an unboxing and see what's in here? I have a feeling this might be the face shield. It's very light. I needed a face shield. Well, I already showed it on one of the previous videos. What happened is, and it's not funny, I got behind a dump truck. I couldn't get out of the way, and he was weaving in it, and he went through a bunch of stones, and I got the face shield all scratched up. And this is a, let's see, this product cannot be returned. Yes, I know. It's probably damaged. Anyway, we'll see how this works out. That's not really true when you buy stuff from Amazon. Amazon's usually pretty good about taking it back. Okay, now this is not a real showy one. The real showy one was almost twice the price, so I figured I'd take a chance. And I'd rather in terms of it looks like the right one. What happened is, no matter how careful you are, they get scratched up. So I'm just thinking, well, I'll read all the things, but having a new face shield will really be an upgrade, because it was really bothering me with the sunlight and these little stars wherever there's a scratch. Now, I don't ride at night, but if I did, I'd want a new shield all the time. So I'm going to take a chance that this is going to be a good quality one. I got it from Amazon, 45 bucks. So let's see, how did this work out? Maybe it's not what I think it is. Press firmly to open. You know, they think you're you know what you're doing here. Oh, here we go. I always want to save the box just in case. You open it up and it's a washing machine part by mistake. Let's see. Let's see if it's our lucky day. Now this was an upgrade. I see it's coils. This was an upgrade Luciano suggested, and I always go with his recommendation. And let's see how this played out. The coils were $34 each. These are for the RD. Now, the reason I wanted to upgrade the coils, I want to have all new stuff on the bike, because one of the things, and Ray has already done it to his RD, is he put an electronic ignition on. And I want to have all new stuff if I put an electronic ignition on over the winter, which I may. I'd like to upgrade all the ignition parts of this. Let's see, I could tell by looking if these are the right coils. Yep, the right ones. Okay, so we're one step ahead on this. Anyway. So this is the 2 new coils, 40RD. They come with the wires, the ignition wires, of course. And I have the connectors that go here, so this will be very convenient. I'll solder all the wires, make sure I don't have any of those old gouged up connectors. And it's a pretty easy thing. I've already swapped the coils out in the past with another set of coils that Ray gave me. But this is going to be brand new stuff, and that's what I want to have if I decide to go for the money for the electronic ignition. This is the card that came with it. Vintage CB750. Not sure what that's all about, if that's who they came from, because again, I got this through a link that Luciano found. So anyway, but that's going to be one of our winter projects. Now, if you're like me and you do your own yard work, I bought this weed whacker, the Beast, 80 volt, and I'm trying to use 80 thousandths the cord that they recommend. Well, this stuff just wears out in a matter of one day, sometimes not even one day, and it's not really, this is not really Macho Man stuff. So what I did, I tried this. This is 80, this is 155. Now I had to modify the spool hub and make the holes bigger, but boy, I went out and I started trimming my ivy and trimming the sidewalk, the grass. This is the real deal. This is what I'm going to be using from now on. So this was available from Lowe's. It's called Ugly Line, and if you have a heavy-duty weed whacker that you can adapt to use this, you will not be sorry. This is the real deal. Anyway, these are the things that came in the mail today, and I haven't even gotten a bike ready yet. The kids are supposed to come by with the puppy, and this woman with the house, and the da-da-da-da. I don't know where this day's going, but I still want to get a ride. Another thing this morning, Karen finished her tablescape for the next party. The dolls are all in place. The plates are all ready. All we need to do is cook the food now, right from the farm. There's just no end to the produce coming out of Karen's farm. It's just amazing to me. This is our typical refrigerator. Just fruit, and more fruit. The life of a farmer. It's a beautiful house, isn't it? She did a nice job.
It is, yeah.
So this is pretty funny. The gal scouted out our backyard, took pictures of the fish, and they are going to be making a movie in Rutherford, and our house is on the list of potential places. Anyway, we'll see how it plays out. But here on the farm, no 2 days are ever the same. You never know what's coming down the pike, and to be honest, I like it that way. Birds, you're as hungry as I am in the morning. You've got to eat well if you're going to ride well. So we'll have our last cup of coffee and check out the final tomato count for today. And check that big tomato in the driveway. I'm ready to get on the open road. The sun is out and it looks beautiful out there. And I've always thought of this as the grandpa of superbikes. I don't know if that's right. Maybe some people say it's the father. Some people say it's the evil stepchild. But from this point on, the bikes really got out of control with horsepower and handling, and it was around this time they did that, 82. I was expecting a little more sunshine today, but you know, it never worked out that way. The sun's been peeking in and out. We'll still take it. I'll take every riding day I can get. Now, maybe this is true, maybe it isn't true. I was just thinking something funny when they came up with the GS1100. The GS might be the grandfather of Superbikes. I don't know. Probably not. But anyway, it's always cute to think of how they come up with these letter combinations. Anyway, just something to think about.
And I guess for a grandpa of Superbikes, he's aging well. 39 years I've owned the bike. I still love riding it, just like the day I bought it. It's been a really good friend. Just beautiful scenery everywhere we ride up here. And some of the roads have new pavement on them as a free bonus. You never know when you're going to hit that nice, free, fresh pavement.
Now, last winter's project, we did the custom wheels for this bike, and it's all out on our channel. You type in my name, Wendy Ertnowski, in quotation marks, custom wheels, and up will come all the videos. It's all on our channel, actually, for several different sets of custom wheels.
Now, one thing really good, the bike has good range, over 200 miles for a tank of gas. Gets good mileage. Just some of the little things I like about the bike.
Now, a couple of years back, I had some back issues. I was in therapy for pretty much half of the season. And during that time, I rode the GS1100 almost all the time, 90% of the time, because it was easy on my back. It's such a comfortable bike to ride.
And who would have thought 39 years ago when I bought this bike brand new from Westwood Suzuki? Wow, $2,700. Well invested. But what fun I've had with this bike.
Now, just thinking of something that's funny, some of the other things I've spent $2,700 on in my lifetime that have not turned out to be as good of an investment as this bike. I won't even embarrass myself mentioning what some of the things are, but not everything is as good as an investment as a GS1100.
Still some flowers out here and there, but basically we're coming up on the end of the summer season here. I'm going to miss it, but we're coming up on that season when the leaves are going to change very, very soon. It happens quickly.
Now, one of the reasons I always try to take care of the bikes, polish them, clean them, make modifications, upgrade them, is because I know the reality. Anything I've spent $2,700 on, and 40 years later, it's worth more than what I paid for it. Plus, I've got to own it for free, and it's registered for life for free. Pretty good.
Boy, that is one bulletproof engine. Going on 73,000 miles.
Now, I remember back in the day, and when anybody'd have an accident with an old Suzuki, with a GS1100, there'd be guys scrambling to try to buy the engine from the person that wrecked the bike. That's because everybody that was drag racing back in the day, they all wanted to have that engine. That's amazing. It's bulletproof.
Check out the door on this house. It's a pretty elaborate door. I pass this all the time. I wonder if that's real copper or wood or what. Pretty cool. Always something cool on a ride.
Now, just worth mentioning, sharing information, which is what we're supposed to do on this channel. The Michelin Commanders that are on this bike are by far the best tires I've ever had on a bike. And I have pretty much had them all, even Metzler's. But this set of tires, and this is not a brand new bike. This is by far the ones that married a bike.
And the leaves actually are starting to fall here. I see on the side of the road we already got leaves. Fall is coming. What could go better with a GS than a nice steak? Well, that's a good steakhouse, by the way.
Now, I always think these back roads are just the most enjoyable and the most challenging, and there's always something slippery on the road. There's always some leaves or some wet spots, or somebody dumped a banana out in the middle of the road, or something that keeps you on your toes. But if you're working on your riding skills, not much point in just riding up and down Route 80 and stopping at traffic lights. This will really make you a sharp rider.
And thank you, Vlad. That gearing worked out perfectly. Could not have been better. A nice upgrade for that long trip out here and back. Nice little water feature there.
Now, one of the only drawbacks I have is using this bike as I do. I have not been able to figure out how to get their Valentine radar detector mounted up. I have the gas cap mount on all the other bikes, the Jivvy bag. Have not figured that out yet, but I hope it's coming.
I was hoping the sun would come out a lot more, but you know, I always take whatever I can get. Every day is a special little, just a blessing to have it.
mileage, and again, it's coming up on 73,000. You would think the suspension on this bike would be all ratty. I think it's still in pretty good shape, and the bike still handles real good. For a bike with that much mileage, it's amazing how good it handles.
And I still think this bike is one of the most well-styled, attractive bikes of all time. And a lot of people agree with me too. I'm not prejudiced. The brake lines were such a nice addition to the bike. That's on a previous video. We're going to do the back one, and we're going to get the disc soon, I hope. But in the meantime, we're just going to enjoy every day we can out on the open road. It's been a great summer. And thank you, Joe Padula.
Usually out on the open road after about 3 hours, I know it's time to suck it up and get back on Route 80 and get back home to civilization. And see what Karen's got planned for the afternoon farm. There's always something on the farm. And lately our kids have been surprising us with surprise little visits.
I'm ready for some lunch and coffee. How about you? Coffee's on. Okay, let's renew our wedding vows. Oh, baby. Oh, what a nice ride today. Even though the sun wasn't out much of the ride, it was great. Every ride's a blessing. Thanks for watching. And you're going to harvest now or what? He's got to harvest twice a day now. So there again, I hope you did enjoy the video, and thanks for harvesting with us.
So this day ended. We had a visit with the kids and the puppy, and we harvested more tomatoes. And oh my God, life is good here on a farm. I really can't complain about anything. The GS1100, 1982. I go back to that time in my mind, and forking over $2,700. And I thought at the time I could buy a house for $2,700. But as I look back, turned out to be the best investment. It might be the single best investment of $2,700 I've ever made. And I've wasted money on some really dumb things over the years, but this is not one of them. It's been a great evil twin. I'm glad I have a parts bike. I'm glad I have 2 titles. Glad I have 2 sets of wheels and a spare engine. And I plan on having this bike for the long haul. It is truly a keeper. And we post something up almost every day. If you enjoyed the video, hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.